GDP.
GDP getting up.
Let's talk about the most overused finance term, and yet the most difficult to understand term. Of course, we all know the overall use of the term in a sentence, but do we know the real meaning of the term? Why is it so important? And how do you measure a country's GDP? Well, keep watching this video to find out. According to many finance dictionaries, gross domestic product, popularly known as GDP, is the overall monetary value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country's border over a period of time. I am pretty sure you have heard that countless times, but still don't quite get it right? Well, I was in your shoes until I decided to make this video. To further understand the term, let's think of GDP as a very big store where all finished goods and services are produced or rendered. This means that you can purchase literally any finished goods, ranging from a tiny ring to a giant house, and also get any service from plumbing and car repairing rendered to you. At the end of a period, for example, a month, the value for all the finished goods and services produced will be calculated to get the monthly GDP. Let's take note of the two terms, finished and produced. Finished goods are goods that cannot be used to produce other goods and services. For example, let's say a restaurant bought some meats and bread to make a burger. The purchase won't be counted as a part of GDP. It is only when the restaurant starts to serve the finished food, which is the burger, to the customers, that's when it will be counted as a part of GDP. However, there are some cases where a product used to produce another product is counted as a part of GDP. For example, a baking oven can be used to bake a cake, but that doesn't mean it will be sold again as a part of that cake. Here's why GDP is so important that everyone keeps talking about it. Gross domestic product tracks the health of a country's economy. It represents the value of all goods and services produced over a specific period within a country's borders. Economists can use GDP to determine whether an economy is growing or experiencing a recession. Investors can use GDP to make investment decisions. A bad economy often means lower earnings and stock prices. Changes in output over time, as measured by the GDP, are the most comprehensive gauge of an economy's health. GDP figures are reported in the United States every month by the Bureau of Economic Analysis, or BEA for short. I hope you are enjoying the video so far. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and also subscribe to my channel for more finance terms breakdown. Now let's get back to the video. How can we measure a country's GDP? GDP can be measured in three different ways. The value-added approach, which is gross value of output minus the value of intermediate consumption. The income approach, which is how much is earned as income on resources used to make stuff. And the expenditures approach, which is how much is spent on stuff. Nonetheless, we will be focusing on the expenditures approach in this video. The expenditure approach to calculating gross domestic product, GDP, takes into account the sum of all final goods and services purchased in an economy over a period of time. And the expenditure approach has a formula of consumer spending, which is the total amount we spend on goods and services, plus investment spending, which is investors spending on business capital goods, for example machinery, buildings, tools, and so on, plus government spending on healthcare, public school, roads, and so on, plus net export equals GDP, where net export is gotten by subtracting the total imports from the total exports of a country. You can also know any country's GDP by simply typing, let's say, what is the GDP of the USA on Google, and you will get the answer immediately. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like on this video and also subscribe to my channel so that you get notified anytime we upload a new video. You are awesome, and I will catch you on the next one.